Okay, so I just finished episodes 5 and 6 of Ginny and Georgia, and there's a lot to talk about. All right, so Mr. Ridden, he asked Ginny to find a book with an African American author to diversify the curriculum. So Zion got a new boo. Let me find out his new boo got the same name as me. Like, okay. All right, so Joe is in his feelings about, Joe is the restaurant owner of Blue, I think it's Blue Farms or something. I think that's the name. He's in his feelings about Georgia. Like, we all know that they had that little encounter when they were like, teenagers. So we're gonna see how that play out. Georgia asked Nick, which is the guy that works at the mayor's office, to be in her wedding party, right? And we all know, well, Nick knows Georgia got a lot, she got some stuff going on. She scamming or whatnot. But he says no at first, but then he agrees to do it. And I'm like, okay. I secretly think he really fucks with Georgia, but he always mentioning like, oh, I have this like Ivy League education and all that. So he just he not feeling sis like basically just coming in there and like just making all these rules and regulations and stuff, and he has these degrees or whatnot, but I still think he fuck with. Georgia throws a murder mystery party, the irony, right? And Ginny ain't feeling it. Georgia tired of sneaking around, so she seals up Ginny's window so that Marcus can't come through there no more, okay? Like a thief in the night, like I said. And Zion and Paul, they go on a little bro date, and they kind of like, bonding or whatever. I thought that was kind of cute. Jenny's in therapy trying to, unpack everything that's, been happening and going on with her, but without saying too much, of course. But I feel like it's really hindering her from really, like, taking advantage or just getting everything that therapy has to offer because she has this big, big secret. So Paul finds the weapon in the house, and he's like, this goes against everything that I stand for as a mayor. And he asks Georgia, like, is this the only one? And of course she's gonna say, yeah, that's the only one, when it's really not the only one. So he's like, yeah, I'm gonna turn this in. I don't want none of this. My name, I'm mayor. I got a reputation. I can't be playing around with this, okay? Georgia, in Georgia fashion, she's sick of, people playing with her and her kids. So she goes to the school and tries to plant like some stuff in Mr. Ridden's desk, but Ginny stops her and she's like, no, don't do that. Like, you're in my business once again. You in my business. Don't do that again. So Ginny does a poem at open mic, right? And Paul and Georgia walk in unexpectedly, of course. And, Ginny is using this, like, her way to express herself and her feelings is through poetry. And she's doing a poem that night that just happens to be about her mom. And it's a lot, okay? It's a lot. Georgia instantly starts, like, in her feelings. She's crying. She's, upset because she's, like, basically calling her daughter. The Ginny was basically calling her, like, like a monster. Something like, I inherit the sin and I become the monster I was born from or born into or whatever. I'm like, damn. Joe and Cynthia share a kiss, right? And I'm like, Cynthia, you got a husband at home and like, everything he got going on and like, what? But Cynthia instantly regrets it and she's like, oh my gosh, what did I do, right? And then we are introduced to Gil. He comes to he comes to Austin's school, like, surprise. He showed up like a magic trick, like the ones that he be doing. And I'm just like, oh. Georgia and the mayor decide to run a holiday charity event for women and children in shelters, which was cute. I love that idea. Go, Georgia, for that idea. Max is still obsessing over Sophie, and she literally sends her a pre-Merry Christmas text message like, girl, what are you doing? Cringe much? That is so embarrassing. Girl, stand up. That girl don't want you no more. She done moved on. So Austin's dad, Gil, is back in town. He's doing magic tricks for the class and stuff. He told Austin, please do not tell your mom. Like, I want it to be a surprise. And this whole thing. And I'm just like, ooh, Oh, that's about to be messy. Gil sees Paul pick up Austin from school, and I'm like, okay, this is about to be extra messy. Oh my gosh, is it just me or little baby Ginny? She is so adorable. Like, my ovaries. Oh my God, that little girl is so. We get a flashback of Georgia, Ginny, and Gil on Christmas, right? And initially, I didn't know who that man was, but then, like, now I'm like, okay, I put it together that's Austin's dad. Okay, I see where you're going here, Netflix. I see it. Introduced to Zion's new boo Simone, and Georgia and Jenny walk in on them like having dinner or whatever, and it's just this whole awkward encounter. That was low-key kind of funny, because Georgia, girl, what are you doing? Like, press too much? Like, you're giving like press, but not too much, but you're giving a little bit, sis. Now Georgia goes back home and she's snooping on Simone's Instagram. I'll probably do the same thing. I'm not gonna lie. Like, oh, so this is who we with now. Okay. Paul and Austin walk in, and Austin wants to find some of his Christmas gifts, but he finds that second weapon instead. Dropped it. My heart sunk. I'm like, oh no, ma'am. Somebody come get him. Holiday Christmas event, and basically Georgia pimping her man out so they can raise some money. He's upset about it. He's like, I don't want to do this. Like, I need to be respected more. And they have this whole conversation, but at the end of the day, Georgia gonna do what Georgia wants to do. So, Paul, you know who you marrying. One that's Jesse shows up and he lets it be known, like, I know about the biker crew and the lawyer and all that. Like, I know about all that. Like, okay, Jesse, go home. We get it, go home. Yeah. Cynthia tells Joe, like, that whole thing that we had going on was like a mistake. Like, she regrets it. And like, as if Joe isn't heartbroken that his crush, Georgia, is marrying the mayor, and they happen to like go to his restaurant like every day, and they work literally across the street. Like, give my Joe a break. Christmas Eve dinner, and Georgia invites Zion's parents and Paul's parents over, and it's just this whole awkward encounter at the table for dinner. Zion's mom is still like upset that Georgia like snuck off with Ginny when she was younger, and Paul's mom just cannot get over the fact that this woman has 2 baby daddies. Like, girl, come on. Georgia goes to Joe's restaurant, and lets it be known, like, she appreciates him because he doesn't judge her. Cynthia shows back up to Joe's restaurant, and they had their little moment. Like, girl, ain't you married? And ain't your husband like... Christmas morning, and Paul surprises Georgia, letting her know that he booked that wedding venue, the wedding venue of her dreams. She's happy. She's having a magical Christmas moment until, she sees, like, Austin basically, like, doing a magic trick. And she's like, that looks familiar, right? Then all of a sudden, Gil, like the magician that he is, he walks in bearing gifts for Ginny and Austin, and then he gives Georgia one, which is a necklace, like, from their past, and she doesn't want to accept it, but she accepts it because he's like, oh, look, like Austin or whatever. And yeah, it's just whole big awkward encounter. So Georgia finds Ginny's therapy journal, and she reads it and finds out that Ginny has been like burning herself. So she calls Zion. She's like, why haven't you told me? Like, this is my daughter. Like, this is my daughter too. Like, I need to know these things. And he's like, I've been taking her to therapy and everything like that. And she's just upset. And she goes to Georgia's room. She goes to Ginny's room, and it's this whole emotional moment. So yeah, that's episodes 5 and 6. Let me know what y'all think about these episodes. If you haven't watched it, I suggest you watch it. This show is really, really good. It covers so many topics. But yeah, let me know, y'all.